Good day. Hope you're doing well. It's Gary, and if you are watching this live, give me a 1 in the comments. If you're watching this on a replay, give me a 3 in the comments. This needs a little cleaning up. Today is the subject of the difference between excellence and perfection. Excellence and perfection. Feel sorry for some of you who are perfectionists, and we're going to talk about the disadvantage of being a perfectionist and then the advantage of striving more so for excellence than for perfectionism. All right, let's talk about that, because I do talk about trying to be the best you can possibly be, but that doesn't mean that I am encouraging you to be a perfectionist. Let's talk about this. The word perfection means free from flaws. Free from flaws. Who is free from flaws? What process do you have that's free from flaws? Now, the problem with that, if you're a perfectionist, and I believe, all right, I think there's kind of two ways of being perfectionist. One is with an attitude, and one is without an attitude. If you're going to be a perfectionist, I know that sounds ironic or contradictory, but if you're going to be a perfectionist without the attitude. In other words, if you don't hit the mark, don't lose sleep over it and complain and complain and complain and complain about it forever. Understand that you didn't make the mark. All right, next time, let's improve. So what's the difference between the perfection and then having the attitude of excellence? For example, as a pilot, because I love to fly, every flight is never perfect. Never, never, never perfect. That's why I enjoy it, because I strive for excellence. I try to make every flight better and better. I try not to miss one little tiny thing. But there's no such thing that I am free from being flawless. Not possible. If you're a perfectionist, the problem with that is often it's a stall tactic for you not to get things done. And I've seen people, they will just nitpick and just pick at every little thing they try to do, and they never move forward. And it becomes a subconscious stall tactic for them not to get jobs or things done. And it also becomes their badge of honor, because it looks good that they're perfectionists, but they're terrible to live with because they can never get everything right. And if they don't get it right, it's a constant problem, constant problem. All right, so in your comments below, let's start off by typing in the word choose excellence. Choose excellence. Now, here would be a difference. Let's say that you are a director of a play. I'm going to draw, I don't know, I wasn't even planning this, but let's say this is a stadium, not a stadium, but a platform where you have people, and they're going to be performing on stage on this play, and here they go. Before everybody gets on, like you think about a play in New York or on Broadway, the time for quote unquote being perfect or being the best you can be is the moment the curtain opens. So as you get to the point before the curtain opens, then you want to do your best to be better, 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 and better. Strive for excellence. So if we miss the mark, strive for better. Now, when the curtain opens, that's where everything needs to come to play. But let's say you as a director, you've got this person over here. Now, you know the importance of when that curtain pulls open, everything needs to be ready and just right. But this person over here keeps making mistakes over and over. Now, you want everything just right. If you keep helping that person to do better and better, and they don't expect that person to keep doing better and better if they don't strive for excellence and have the attitude that you do. What do we got to do? If you can't change the people, change the people. You might want to type that in the comments. If you can't change the people, change the people. So we might just have to go ahead and change the people. All right, so we're going to change the people. That's the difference. So in excellence, every time that you try to get to the next level and for some reason you miss the mark, this is where mastery comes in. You want to get to the point that you master something. In fact, I think I was reading recently, if you want to have excellence or be an excellent at whatever it is that you want to be excellent at, one, I think it was a neuroscientist that says, think about it this way, it takes up to 3 hours, 10,000 hours, that's 3 hours a day, 20 hours a week for 20 times 100, 1,000 or whatever it is, So that's a lot. That's many, 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 many months. So it's 20 hours a day. You divide that by 10,000. That is going to give you a lot of time that you have to put in to be excellent or a master at something. So let's say you have the problem with being a perfectionist with an attitude. One of the challenges that come with that is you have a problem letting go. If you are a person that has to have everything just right and you have a bad attitude to go along with it when it's not, then the problem is you're not able to let go. Now, you don't want to let go at the cost of the customers paying for the play. So in this particular case, you can't just let go by having a bad performer. You're watching the person make the same mistake over and over and over and over. So you don't want to say to yourself, well, okay, I'm trying to let go and not be a perfectionist. In this case, you don't have to be a perfectionist. You just need to get somebody better who strives for excellence because the person that we had before this person didn't strive for excellence, and every time you open up the curtain, what happened? They did the same mistake over and over. So this doesn't mean that you are, oh, I'm a terrible perfectionist because I'm letting this person go, do the same bad mistake over and over. No, you're going to get rid of that person, and we're going to replace that with a new person. What about, I see people, I see this often, and I've had people call out some mistakes in some of the books that I've put out. And here's the thing. I would rather put out a book with some typos than not put out the book at all. I have seen people, they're telling me they've been writing a book for years. It does not take years to write a book, especially with the technology that we have today. And I want you to stop and think about, are there things right now in your life that you are stalling, that you are not doing, that you're not implementing, knowing that you should implement to get more results, but you're sitting there stalling and stalling and stalling? And I've seen people, they do this when it comes to their logos. They'll spend months designing a logo. Are you kidding me? They'll spend years and years designing a website. I would rather have a website that's not perfect and getting out there and doing something than sitting there for years and years and years. I would rather write a book with knowing there may be some mistakes in it, get the book out. On the second edition, I can go ahead and change it and tweak it up. So I think that is where, for a lot of people, being a perfectionist hurts them because they're striving to be flawless, and that is virtually impossible. So you also have to, as we talked about before, you've got to still balance what excellence is and being a perfectionist is. Because remember, when we're opening the curtains for that play, if we have a character or somebody on that stage that's making the same mistake over and over, and they're not striving for excellence, then it only makes sense to get rid of that person and replace it. I think one of the greatest examples of this is there used to be that show, the Dallas Cheerleaders, I guess it is, and these girls would come in and audition. And these girls had to strive for excellence. And it was interesting is they would obviously look for the best girls, the girls that do the best, whatever they call it, cheerleading, I guess. But at the same point, they're also looking for the attitude of the person that's willing to excel and improve and constantly be on a course of improvement. So I want you to be thinking about the difference between striving for excellence and being a perfectionist. You cannot be a perfectionist. There's no such thing. But if you think you are, go ahead and try to be one without an attitude. Again, in the comments, write or type in the words, choose excellence, and always strive for excellence. And understand, connect the word mastery with excellence, because mastery takes thousands of hours. And sometimes if you're trying to be a perfectionist, basically you're beating yourself up, especially if you haven't put the time in to master the skill or the skills that you're trying to perfect, and you're not going to be able to do it just in 10 or 50 hours, depending, of course, what the skill is. So mastery and excellence go together. I'm out of here. Thanks for hanging with me today. Between now and the next time we get to chat, you know what to do. And this is your first time watching one of my programs, you will know what to do now. Don't let others rent space in your head. Have an awesome day. We'll see you.